I think I'm gonna start off with just a simple a simple a simple sentence to be real with you, and that is saying that being there at that game in person was an experience like no other, bro.
It really was. It was such a surreal, amazing, and unbelievable time to be at Heinz Field for our first Steelers game ever. The Steelers faced the Tennessee Titans. They beat the Tennessee Titans 19-13. And to be there is something that I will never, ever forget.
I honestly can't describe it. I can't put it into words.
You know the old saying, you never forget your first time. I will never forget this.
No. This was actually our first live game at Heinz Field, our first live Steelers game in person watching it, and it was just I can't put it into words. Any word I could try to put it in won't do it justice.
Literally.
Like, this week we're going to make like a little collage video or vlog, whatever you want to call it, of clips and pictures of our little experience there. But that won't do it justice. Being there in person is an absolute amazing experience.
An amazing moment. And
I'm glad to say we're going to try to make that a yearly thing where we go to at least one game per year. That should be the trend. I ain't gonna lie though, I was cold as shit.
Yeah,
watching that.
I mean, going to a Steelers game around this time, yeah, you're gonna be freezing your ass off.
But it's bad enough the Steelers get my, emotions high, especially
Literally.
in that atmosphere. But the weather along, dude, is just there's nothing like it.
But still, nonetheless, I'll never forget it. And anybody that has yet to go to a Steelers game at Heinz Field, highly recommend it.
And
highly recommend it.
Big shout out to Cold Steel. Big shout out to our sister Steel Blondie. We were at the game with them, man, and it was a hell of a family experience, really. Family little weekend trip, because we spent the whole weekend there in Pittsburgh, mainly to freeze our ass off to watch the Steelers beat the Titans 19-13 and a second-half comeback. It was one of those typical Steelers games that we've seen all year, where the team is asleep in the first half, specifically the offense, and they kind of pick up in the second. They finally realize there's a football game going on, and they show up in the second half.
It's always been the case this season.
But
it's been a common trend. Every game.
Yes.
Every game.
And it has come to the point where I have, what's the word I'm looking for? I guess accepted would be the best word. I've accepted the fact that is going to be the trend the remainder of the season.
Yeah, at this point,
I mean,
we have to get used to it.
We could preach that this needs change, this and that. I mean, this late into the season, there's only so much they can do. The way they're going to have to win is just edging by. And I have accepted that. And if they do just edge by, I'm fine with it.
Yeah, because at this point, and with how this team has been all season, it's pretty much, okay, fine. Just go out there, do exactly what you can with the remaining schedule that you got, because it's still tough.
It is very tough.
It's still tough, because we still got the Chiefs next week.
In Arrowhead.
Then we got the Baltimore Ravens, and then we got the Cleveland Browns. So it's still tough, but somehow, some way, just go out there and do what you can to edge out a victory. If you want to make a strong case for the playoffs, because with this win, the playoff hopes are obviously still alive.
Right, because I believe the Titans were the number 1 seed heading into this game, correct me if I'm wrong, and the Steelers, who are, I believe, currently still in the hunt, correct me if I'm wrong, beat them.
Yeah, because if the Titans won, they would have remained at number 1.
Right.
Now I think Kansas City is still number 1.
But
because we won.
The Steelers win, though, in Heinz Field, and an amazing atmosphere that we were so honored to be a part of. Just, I can't put it into words, bro. Just, when it really hit me was when T.J. Watt broke the single-season sack record. Which, I mean, I think he did it twice. because he got 1 sack before the end of the first half, but they apparently didn't credit him with at least half a sack, which is all he needed.
Which I think in the end they did, because T.J. Watt in this game had a sack and a half,
Right.
and Cameron Hayward had half a sack. So I think on that play in which Watt was literally freaking hugged by like 3 defenders, he still bull rushed with his hands in the air, bull rushed right to Tannehill to take him down.
But he got a sack in the third quarter, and that's pretty much when it was official. And that hit me like, wow, like we just witnessed history.
Yeah. T.J. Watt is now the Steelers holder of the Steelers single-season sack record.
And
He's passed James Harrison.
The
man that took over James Harrison has now surpassed James Harrison's record in 5 seasons. 5 seasons. And he's literally like 14-something sacks away from surpassing James Harrison.
with the most sacks in Steelers history.
He's only played 5 seasons. He only played 1 year as an outside linebacker in college.
We are literally watching a legend every week, every time he touches that football field. And that's very amazing.
And the man this man got paid all this money to be the highest paid NFL defensive player.
Right.
Completely earned it. Every single one.
And when I say it hit me, it was mostly due to the fact that when, of course, they said it on the little sound thing and it was audible throughout Heinz Field, crowd went nuts to the point he got MVP chants. MVP chants. Chills. Everywhere.
Legit chills.
Chills. And then, of course, Renegade came on.
And I'll tell you what, when I heard "Oh Mama," I literally just freaked.
And then you see nothing but towels. A sea of towels. And that's the greatest sight I saw today. It wasn't Ben rushing in for a fucking touchdown on a quarterback sneak. It was that. It was the sea of towels. So when I say the experience is undescribable, it really is. You guys see it to understand it.
Now, you can see all the videos and the pictures, but you have to be there to see it.
Right.
It is a remarkable sight, because I was just absolutely stunned, shocked, and thrilled to be a part of it.
It was amazing, man. Shout to Steeler Nation. Shout to Heinz Field.
The greatest fan base in the NFL.
Absolutely.
Steeler Nation is.
But there's not really much to talk about the game. As we've already said, it's pretty much a replay of what we saw all year. But the defense completely showed up in the second half. They allowed 0 points all second half. Now, the offense, the defense got 4 turnovers in this game. 3 fumble recoveries and an interception from Schobert. But the offense only capitalized by scoring 12 points on 4 turnovers. All field goals. The only touchdown we got from this game was from Ben Roethlisberger sneaking it at the 1-yard line, which he attempted twice. The first time he didn't get in. The second time he tried again, and he got in.
I was actually surprised we went with a quarterback sneak twice in a row.
Yeah, because seeing it once is rare. Seeing it twice in a row, it's like, holy shit.
And with Big Ben Roethlisberger of all people, like, that's something we don't do.
No.
Not with his age, not with this line.
It's something we've cried for to do because it's so simple and
we
so
did
easy.
that. We did that at the game. Like, after they failed the first time, me and Dan, Cold, and Blondie, we were screaming, do it again, do it again. We didn't think they were going to do it, but then he did it, and he got in, and thank God he did.
Which is probably Ben's last rushing touchdown of his career, and it's on a quarterback sneak. And that was incredible to watch.
It was.
But that's it for the offense. Offense was just terrible. The line sucks. Outside Deontay Johnson getting his first ever 1,000-yard season, congrats to him. That's about it. The offense
and
was nothing.
maybe if you want to throw it out there, Ben Roethlisberger being 5th all time.
Of course.
In passing yards. Because he has passed Phillip Rivers for 5th most passing yards in NFL history.
Which is a great honor.
He's top 5.
Top 5 all time, man.
As of right now, he is top 5, and congratulations to Ben Roethlisberger.
So outside of that, there's not much to talk about the offense. The offense
Yeah, I mean, the offense really didn't do anything.
The offense stunk today. The defense showed up. I mean...
And they needed to, because if this defense didn't show up, we weren't going to win.
No. I mean, yeah, they still allowed 200 yards on the ground. We know the Russian defense still sucks. We knew that coming in. We're going to know that going into the next 3 games and possibly the playoffs if we make it there.
But with the 4 turnovers that we got, they came up big. They came up crucial. That's exactly what the defense needed to do, and they did it. And thank God they did.
The 3 fumble recoveries, the interceptions for Schobert, the 3 or 4 sacks the defense got. So defense showed up when they needed to, man.
And Joe Hayden making that a first down saving tackle. Literally holding on to the guy, making sure he didn't get anywhere. Joe Hayden, man, he came up big on that play.
In his first game back.
He came up big on that play.
So props to the defense for showing up today and pretty much giving us the dub. Them and Boz, specifically. Specifically them, because they really showed up.
But we beat the Tennessee Titans 19-13. We are now 7-6-1. The playoff hopes are still alive. Now, we got a big test next week.
We got Arrowhead. We got the Chiefs, man. We got Patrick Mahomes. We got Tyreek Hill. We got Travis Kelce. We got Andy Reid.
Got a lot of big name guys to go up against.
We got the loudest stadium in football. So, I don't know what our chances are next week. The Steelers could surprise us. They could upset. We've seen so many upsets all year. Even today, the Lions beat the Cardinals, for fuck's sake. So who knows? I'm not going to write them off and say it's going to be an automatic loss, although I'm kind of going in expecting a loss just because it's the Chiefs, but I'm being a little optimistic.
Not because around this time, especially in this game, got to give the Steelers credit. They're showing heart. I have to give them
heart's
credit.
not the question.
Well, no, it's not.
Heart's not the question.
But around this time, it's something that they have to do, and they have been showing it. They have to continue to do that. But at the same time, you got to go out there and play good-ass Steeler football.
Right.
That's what you got to go out there and do. Hopefully they do it next week. It's not going to be easy, obviously.
No, it's not.
It is not.
And let's not forget the last time Mahomes faced us. Now, granted, we didn't have all these great pieces on the defense. We didn't have Minka. TJ was still young. But it's still Patrick Mahomes. So this Chiefs offense, I am absolutely terrified to know what they could do if they get going, especially a guy like Travis Kelce.
Yeah,
and Tyreek Hill.
It's going to be difficult for sure. But whatever the defense did when it came to turnovers this week, they got to be consistent with it next week. Because Kansas City, they can still turn over the ball a bit.
They have all year.
So it's something that the Steelers do have to take advantage of, because the Titans were doing that pretty much all year as well. And look how it helped them in this game. It really didn't. It hurt them. Cost them the game pretty much. Now for the Chiefs, we got to do that again. We got to get the turnovers again. We got to try to help out the offense again. And we just got to hope that the offense can go out there and progress something.
Which I'm not confident in this offense.
No.
12 points, all 4 turnovers today. So for the offense, I mean, I don't know what to expect for the rest of the year. But,
yeah, same right here.
But again, you know, I've come to the realization, and I have accepted what this team is and what to expect going into the game. I can preach all I want about change, this and that. It's not going to happen this late into the year.
And we can say, you know, they need to do this and do that, but
I've accepted what this team is.
Yeah.
And if they just keep edging by, I'll take it. Because at the end of the day, for what this team is, I'll take a win like this today.
Yeah, of course.
Because, you know, the playoff hopes are still alive. Honestly. That might just be me, but I don't know. That's how I see the team now.
No, I agree. I agree.
But they come out with a win against the Titans today. In Heinz Field. Crazy atmosphere. But 19-13 was the score. And defense showed up, and thanks to Boz, man. Those are the 2 main guys that really won us the game. And if you want to credit Ben for the quarterback sneak, you can as well. I'll give Ben that, man. In his last 1 o'clock game, his second to last home game possibly, it's you know, it was surreal for him. You saw it in the locker room. You saw it after that touchdown run. He ran to the tunnel, or not to the tunnel, the locker room, and just embraced. You know, he kind of just understood something.
Yeah, because he knows his time is ending.
Right.
So he's just pretty much he's going to enjoy whatever's left.
Right.
And you know what? I think we all should. Despite how Ben's been in his later years and how he's been this season, just try and accept for what Ben is trying to do.
Right.
And I have. Because Ben, no matter what we've said or have we said and how we've criticized him.
This year.
This year, yes. This year. The guy's our fucking quarterback.
Of course. That's all I know, man. Yes, I did notice the Titans did step on the terrible towel or the logo specifically.
Yeah, like kind of like they did against the Ravens. I think they did it too. Yeah, they just don't seem to learn, do they?
No, they don't. They really don't.
It just seems like when Keith Bullock blew his nose with the terrible towel and wiped his sweat off with the terrible towel, ever since then, the Titans have never had any luck at all.
No. It's the curse of Myron Coat, man. But that's what the Titans get. That's what the Titans get, man. Honestly. Now, seeing that live in person, I did notice that they went up towards the middle of the field. I didn't think anything of it at first. I thought they were just huddling up or whatever. I didn't think anything of it. And then I saw people on Twitter reacting, and I started like, wow, they really did. Because I didn't think anything of it. It was like, holy shit, man. But they got what they got, man. They got the loss.
We got the dub.
We did get the dub, man.
Now we're on to Kansas City.
Kansas City. Patrick Mahomes and company. In Arrowhead.
It definitely will be an interesting matchup, for sure. For sure. I'm definitely looking forward to how this team can potentially go up against the number 1 seed in the AFC.
See, going into that game, I want to feel optimistic, but I also understand that I'm not trying to get my hopes up too high at the same time.
Yeah.
Because it is still the Chiefs. I know the Chiefs haven't been all number 1 seed like everyone, the best team in the AFC, but it's still the Chiefs.
I mean, you saw earlier in the season, they were not good. I think at one point they were 3-4, or something like that, or was it? I can't remember,
right,
but I think they've won 7 straight games.
Yeah, they have.
7 straight games. It's like Jesus. The Chiefs have been looking great so far.
Right.
It's not going to be easy.
But this team, man, just build on the momentum, go into Arrowhead, and try to get a victory. Some way, somehow.
For sure, bro. For sure.
Normally, I wouldn't take ugly victories, but at the state of this team now and the state we're in at the season and the playoffs, I'll take it. Because I've accepted it.
Yep.
I've accepted it, honestly. Yeah, seeing Bud Dupree in Heinz Field again was surreal. I noticed he was there at the coin toss, and he was embraced by everyone, especially Cam Hayward, as he's the defensive captain. That was very nice.
And even after the game, he was around Tyson Alualu and Cam Hayward, T.J. Watt, Terrell Edmonds, and I even think Keith Butler was a part. Like, they took a big group photo, and it's like, damn, man, like... I remember...
Bud Dupree came home, and he did get a sack on Ben today.
And he did. He did actually get a sack. But I remember when he tore his ACL against the Ravens, I'm like, bro, like, that's the last time we're going to see him in the Steelers uniform.
That was the end of Dupree.
And I'm not going to lie. In a way, I do miss Bud Dupree a little bit. I really do.
Yeah, I mean, especially the way he went out. The injury, the fact that he built his way up year by year, and he earned your respect. He earned your love. So
yeah, I mean, dude, he was on pace for a Pro Bowl year.
I totally wish Dupree the best in his future, man, with Tennessee.
For sure,
For sure, man. So it was good to see him back at Heinz and be embraced by everybody. So that's cool, man. The Steelers-Titans rivalry always goes way back. It goes deep. It goes pretty almost towards hatred for some fans, actually, and understandably so.
Yeah.
This goes all the way back to AFC Central. But to see, Dupree and the defense and company and Steelers, even though they're on opposite teams, the rivalry itself goes way back. They still embrace, man. You got to love it.
Yeah, you do.
You really do. So, yeah, Bud Dupree returned home. He did get a sack, but at the end of the day, still get the dub.
Yeah, you do.
So I'll take it, man. A win is a win, I suppose. Normally, I don't agree with that statement, but I'll take it at this point of the season. The way we're looking at, and the playoff is still alive, man. Going into next week, I don't know what to expect, but we'll see what happens going into Arrowhead. God almighty, holy shit.
What a ride.
What a ride, but to see that in person was even crazier, bro. My voice is shot. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but it feels like it. I'm sure tomorrow I'm going to wake up, my throat's going to be fucked, and just, that's part of the experience. That whole Pittsburgh trip, that whole day. I look back at it now, wow. What an experience. Our first Steelers game live, and we get the dub, man.
Yeah, as of right now, we're undefeated.
We are undefeated.
At attending Steelers games. We're 1-0.
I don't actually credit us for the win, though. I more so credit Steele Jackson. Shout out
Yes,
to him.
because I think he put on Twitter that he's 8-0.
He is 8-0 in Steelers games. So, credit to him. He's the good luck charm. Speaking of him, he's in the chat. What's up, Jackson?
Hey, how you doing, bro?
He was at the game today, too, man. He's 8-0 at Steelers games. So, if you want to thank someone for being a good luck charm, thank him.
Exactly. Shout out to Steele Jackson, man.
Bro, I'll tell you what. After they said T.J. Watt broke the sack record and they started playing turn down for Watt, I was getting pumped. Seeing the whole sea of towels wave, seeing just watching the field, the turnovers, the pick itself. I mean,
yeah, dude, you felt the emotions, you felt the vibe of Steeler Nation, of the Steelers playing on the field.
Again, I can't.
It was a true adrenaline rush inside of you, and I'm still feeling it, just a little bit. I'm a little exhausted right now, but
my ears are still ringing.
I'm still feeling it a little bit. Like, Jesus Christ, like, dude, I wish I never left.
I know.
I wish I never left.
I almost want to go to the next home game, but I don't know if we can, man. Either way, though, we're gonna make this a yearly thing where we go to a Steelers game, especially at home. But whatever that is next year, I don't know. But I'm excited just to even think about it, just to get back, because being in Pittsburgh itself is amazing. But to be at Heinz in that environment,
unlike anything,
takes it to a bigger level.
Exactly, it's unlike anything else, brother.
Yeah. Let's see what's going on in the chat. Refs tried to help the Titans. Yeah, because the spot at the ball was very inaccurate. Like, he was so not that close to the line. Not at all. He didn't even extend the ball.
No. And then they put it literally just a yard up to where the first down marker was. It's just that he just,
I swear to God,
wasn't
man.
enough.
Seeing that there, I thought they were going to give it to him. I really did. I was like, motherfucker. And then the ref pointed to our side. I'm like, fuck yeah, we got the dub.
Yeah, thank God. Because these referees, man, Jesus Christ. They're so bad.
Yeah. Yeah, they did spot the ball way too close. Way too close. I thought they were going to do another one of those things they did at Sunday Football where they had to take one of those postman cards.
Yeah, and just, like, measure where
Thank God.
the marker was.
It's ironic my first game was versus the Titans in 2017 Thursday Night Football. My voice the next morning was shot and it sounded like Christian from Batman. Yeah, I'm sure that's going to be me tomorrow. I'm trying to, limit the... See, my throat's dry just talking now. That's why I got water by the side.
Right, exactly.
But that's the part of the experience. Yeah, buddy.
It's the, what's the word? It's the risk you take, I guess, you know?
Oh, it's the fan in you. VR Higgs says 2-0 during regular season games. How about that, man? It's 8-2 Cool says I'm 0-1, but it was a preseason game, so I'm not sure if it counts. It doesn't count.
No, it don't count.
No, you don't count preseason games. I want to go to a playoff game. Rob's even talking about if we make the playoffs and if it's a home game, maybe.
If it's a home game, I'll buy all the tickets. I don't give a shit.
Okay, I'll take up on that.
I mean, after feeling the vibe and being there in person, dude, like, I want to go to another.
I know.
I really do. If
I
we
know.
somehow, some way we make the playoffs with how the AFC conference is looking, if somehow, some way we do it and it is a Steelers home game, I'll buy all the tickets.
Jesus Christ. This man's dedication. Big Snake says, I'm 4-2 on live Steelers games. Wins are the best. Losses suck. Hopefully we don't experience a loss while we attend anytime soon, for sure. The refs are out of control. These refs suck, man. Every week. Hell, there was a roughing the passer penalty on Beng twice that they didn't call.
Yeah, and then I saw on the way home, I saw that Aaron Rodgers and Matt Ryan were hit, and they were called roughing the passer.
But Ben,
Lily
on a play action,
Lily gets knocked down. Very late, by the way.
No flag.
Nothing. You want to talk about, we want to talk about the Steelers being inconsistent. How about the NFL officiating and the NFL company
more so,
being inconsistent? Holy Jesus.
Tina says I'm 3-1 at Steelers games at Heinz Field.
3-1?
3-1, she says. Zayden Too Cool says the 3 turnovers in 10 plays against the Titans, and we ain't do nothing with the ball. That's the problem with the offense. 4 turnovers, but only 12 points.
And, dude, thank God for Boswell.
Thank God for Boz,
Thank
man.
God, man. Like, I'm so, like, when he had his down year because of that groin injury, I'm so glad we didn't give up on him.
Your kicker should not score more points than the offense. I'm sorry.
No.
He shouldn't.
Not at all.
Like, why?
Like Chris Boswell scored just as many points as the entire offense has all season.
As SteelTwins, is the AFC North even out of question? For the Steelers, no, it's not. Because if the Browns lose tomorrow, we take third place, I believe, since we have that win versus them.
Yeah, and the Ravens lost against the Packers after Harbaugh wanted to grow a set of balls again.
Well, if that's the case, maybe we advance to second since we got the win versus the Ravens.
Yeah, and then Cincinnati would be number 1 since they beat they beat Denver.
But I believe if the Browns win tomorrow, they jump up the first since they have a win versus the Raiders. Not the Raiders, I'm sorry. The Ravens and the Bengals this year.
Yeah, I think you're right.
So I could be wrong on that. Don't quote me on that. But the AFC North's wide open. It's wild. These next few weeks is going to be crazy. Not for the AFC North, but for the AFC playoff race.
Mm-hmm.
Cold Steel says I want season tickets. Dude, I wish. I wish, bro. That'd be awesome. That'd be great. Although next year when we go to a game, we might get to a fall game because it was cold as shit at Heinz. God, my feet are frozen.
Yeah, it doesn't help. We brought steel-toe boots with us because we had no other footwear to bring along to make sure our feet were warm, and it pretty much made our feet even our toes were frozen.
Yeah.
Like Jesus. Huh.
Imagine being at a Super Bowl game live someday. Jesus, dude, that's the dream.
The Super Bowl, like, exactly. That is a dream.
I want to see that offense play good, man. Just sucks. We just don't have it. I feel like that O-line, man, just dumpster. It is. It's the O-line's just terrible.
Yeah, everything a part of the offense outside of maybe 3 guys
is garbage.
Very.
Devin Bush actually looked pretty damn good today. Our defense needs to step up, but Bush was more of a bright spot today. He's getting better week by week.
Yeah, I have noticed that, and that's good to see. It's like after all the criticism that he's sustained a lot from us and other members of Steeler Nation, he had to step up, and he has lately.
Yeah. Denny says, not to be the bearer of bad news, but we have gotten so damn lucky on winning these games. 4 turnovers, we can't run the field goal out there quick enough to get that 3. I mean, I'm not going to disagree.
No, neither am I. I agree with you.
I agree with you completely. But I've accepted what this team is. So I've accepted the fact that they're just going to edge out wins. I'm not – obviously, I don't accept ugly wins that much, especially stuff like this where the offense is terrible. But we know the offenses are going to do so much the rest of the season. So I've accepted it. Thus, I've accepted wins like this.
Right.
Because
– with the playoff picture.
At this point, man.
With the playoff picture and this being Ben's last season,
because I wouldn't want the team to lose.
No, of course not.
So obviously weeks ago, a win like this, I'd take it, but I'd give it some criticism. And I still am to an extent, but I'm more so just accepting it to the point where if we keep getting wins like this, we make the playoffs, and fuck it.
Right, exactly.
I mean, I know we're not going to do nothing in the playoffs, but fuck it.
At least send Ben out on a high note in a way.
Yeah.
At least try that.
I suppose.
I mean, yes, I want them to do better, and they should be doing better, but they should have been done that literally after the bye week, and they haven't.
But they're not, so.
Just
take what you can get.
Exactly. Accept it for what it is, and that's what we have come to terms to, because that's how this team is this season.
Just take what you get. Honestly. Where are we at in the chat? Let's see. Yeah, Boz is the best kicker in Steelers history? Yeah, no doubt.
He's definitely up there. He's definitely up there for sure.
I mean, I know Gary Anderson is still great, and no one's worn his number since.
Yeah, I think that number's actually unofficially retired.
Right,
if I'm not mistaken.
Boz, he's been so clutch. So clutch for so many games. I'm going to the Steelers-Browns game on Monday night. I believe that's the last Monday night game. That should be very electric. I do want to go to a night Steelers game. Seeing that stadium at night, bro, it just... It I don't know how to explain it.
It's a beautiful sight.
But being in that atmosphere during the day for a night game, can't imagine.
Yeah, exactly.
I went to the Steelers versus Jets AFC Championship game. It was electric. You guys need to go to a playoff game at Heinz Field if you get the chance. One of these days we will, man.
Yeah.
My dad has been to all the Steelers Super Bowls since Super Bowl 30. Wow. So he's experienced all the emotions. That's crazy.
That is crazy. Props to him.
Yeah, Joe Hayden's fumble recovery was epic. Just an incredible play from Hayden. Hayden played really good today. I mean, I know he got beat deep by this one guy, and thank God it was a drop.
Yeah, I think the player was Nick Westbrook. I'm surprised the guy actually dropped it because he had it in his hands.
But Hayden was all over the field. Facts, man, I was shocked we didn't score more because of late we've been cashing in on those half-field turnovers. Yet normally, but today, I mean, the offense didn't show up at all.
No.
I mean, there's nothing statistically to go over, really, outside of the fact they only got 12 points on 4 turnovers. They couldn't hold the ball more than fucking 3 minutes.
No, and they only gave the ball to Najee 12 times.
Right. Granted, I mean, they're facing the second-best rushing defense in the league. It's not working, so that's like the definition of insanity. Even though no matter what the offense does, it's a definition of insanity.
It is.
I mean, the best play from the offense today, honestly, was probably Zach Gentry's 17-yard screen run. If I'm being real with you. Who would y'all rather have, Jimmy G and upgrade our offensive line in the draft heavy, drafting Kenny Pickett, or Sam Howell? Would love to hear y'all's thoughts on this. See, personally, I would upgrade the O-line through free agency, specifically like maybe the tackle position, right tackle.
Yeah.
Because I'll give Dan Moore some time, but the right tackle position specifically, because I feel like the offense needs to get some veteran presence on that line.
It's too young. It's too inexperienced. I mean, we've had 2 rookie starting offensive linemen all season, and it has not had one bit.
No.
Dan Moore, it could take him time. Same for Kendrick Green. But Kendrick Green is, I don't think, as of right now, he's not a center.
No. But, however, like, if you want to address, like, depth, then, yeah, you can go through the draft.
Yeah.
Build your depth up, because whoever you grab at right tackle, unless it's someone very young, someone you can keep long-term, which I'm not expecting, then, yeah, you want to build that guy up.
Right.
But drafting Kenny Pickett, that's my guy. That's my guy this year.
I just don't know, depending on where we are, I just don't know if he'll be there. And I don't know if the Steelers will trade up. They could be aggressive, and I kind of hope they are, but...
Well, where are they going to trade?
Exactly.
Especially, like, if you got to trade up for a quarterback. Teams know you trade up for a quarterback. Unless you got to give away a lot. We know Colbert doesn't give away a lot in one single trade.
No, he doesn't.
First of all, he doesn't make draft trades often. But for a quarterback, he's going to have to give a lot, which, I mean, that might be asking Colbert to do too much.
Exactly. And plus, you don't really want a rookie quarterback to be behind a mediocre offensive line.
No, I'd build a line
at
first. I'd help Najee out for sure. Gentry turned into a beast to play after Muth got hurt. Yeah, Gentry is really turning into a really good number 2.
Yeah, he has been, and I hope Muth's good. Hopefully it's not too severe, because I think it was a concussion he sustained.
Right.
If I'm not mistaken, hopefully he's good.
Let's see. I went to Steelers-Ravens Christmas Day, Grizz Day. Oh, my God, dude. That game
I couldn't imagine that one.
In the atmosphere, bro, Jesus, that game was on top, dude. Probably the best Steelers-Ravens game I've ever fucking watched in my life.
Yeah, but to be there in person for sure, it's got to be a different vibe.
Yeah.
Especially seeing Brown reach out the immaculate extension and everything. Wow.
Bro. There's nothing like it.
Mm-mm.
Wow, that game was nuts.
It's those type of moments that when you're there, you'll never, ever forget.
Young Boy says we got to keep Hayden. In a way, I agree, but in a way, I disagree. The reason why I disagree is because I'm sure Hayden's going to want to get paid. And I'm not trying to pay a 33-year-old corner who you know is going to keep declining.
Yeah.
That's just how corners work.
And I don't know if Hayden's going to take a veteran cheap deal to stay with the team. I really don't.
I don't know. I don't think Hayden's staying. And in a way, I'm okay with that. Now, I know that puts a hole at corner, but that would be a hole regardless.
Now, I love Hayden. I'd like for him to stay. I really would. But at the same time, I feel like we could go out there and get someone just a little bit younger and probably more cheaper.
Yeah.
If you ask me. I love Hayden. I'll forever thank him for pretty much being the start of the rebuild of the defense that we have. But his time, he's not getting any younger. His time is starting to diminish.
Right. Like, I love Hayden. I got to get his jersey before he leaves or whenever that is for sure. I'm so appreciative of Hayden because we grew up watching the terrors we had at cornerback. I have all of the names listed in a chamber up here that I lock for good reason. So I'm very appreciative of Hayden. But sometimes you got to know when to, cut the cord.
Exactly.
And in a way, I feel like we should for aging reasons and cap reasons. But I understand that when Hayden's out, our secondary is much worse.
Yeah.
But I also understand corners get worse as they age. So how much of a regression is Hayden going to keep it going? I don't know.
And do you really want to deal with that on our secondary?
No.
I know I wouldn't, honestly. Love Hayden, but I feel like we could potentially go out there and get someone younger.
Right. I think Damani Dawson was originally a guard and played horribly. Then the Steelers center was also asked, so they moved Dawson to center, and the rest is history. Can't confirm how true that is. I'm not sure either. That could very well be true. I think Green moving to guard would be a lot easier for him.
Yeah, I agree. I
Because
definitely agree.
I know everyone says that hand placement, hand work is specifically his issue, which probably has to do a lot with the fact he's a center. Because being a center, you got to snap the ball, get that hand placement up. Green's not accustomed to that. Green is a guard. He's set at the line. He can get there quick. He knows his technique. As a center, your shit's got to be a little faster. You got to be smarter. So
And it doesn't help. He was a guard coming out of Illinois.
So
And we tried to convert him to center to pretty much fill the hole there after Pouncey retired. That really wasn't smart. That was not a smart move. As of right now, he could upgrade. He could get better. I kind of hope so. Maybe we give him
only get better.
Maybe we give him another year. Maybe we give him another shot. I can kind of see that happening.
Right.
But it just wasn't smart to have a guard move to center and pretty much have that be your replacement to a multi-time Pro Bowler Pouncey after retiring.
Right. The Parkman says, I think we need a vet quarterback and build O-line and draft from free agency. We got to get that O-line fixed. Not much on quarterbacks in the draft. Just don't see any real stars this year as far as quarterbacks, but could be wrong. I get why a lot of people say that, and in a way I agree.
There's only a handful, in my honest opinion. Pickett, obviously. Maybe Malik Willis. I think he's pretty talented. A little raw, but a little talented. Sam Howell's not a bad option either, but...
Right.
No, I'm up for getting a veteran quarterback. I really am, and because next season, all I see is next season is a complete rebuild season because that's what we need.
As it should be.
I don't think
it should be.
I don't
it's
think
what the team needs.
Because next season, I don't see this team being Super Bowl bound or even playoff bound. I think this team needs a complete rebuild season for next season, because
that's what they should do.
This season we have a lot of holes, especially on the offense. And some defensive guys are probably going to be leaving next season. So we got to fill up those holes and have a complete rebuild next season.
Yes.
That's what we need. We're long overdue for one. That's what we need.
Yes.
That is what we need.
Cole says, would it be crazy to build up the O-line through free agency in the draft and roll with Mason for 1 year due to weak quarterback free agency and draft class this year? I've thought about that, and we've actually had some discussions about that topic with Cold Steel. I'm not opposed at all. I know Mason starting or being a starter for a year isn't the most popular thing. You got to accept it because he's the only quarterback under contract next year, and you know damn sure he's going to get at least a shot at being the starter.
A true shot. And he is a veteran.
And like it or not, that's what it's going to be. You have to admit it. If you aren't, then I don't know. Maybe you're spoiled.
I don't know, but we're just going to have to deal with it. Suck it up, deal with it.
And in a way, I'm fine with that. Because like Rob said, next year is going to be a complete rebuild, or as it should be.
Yeah.
Hopefully the Steelers look at it that way, because what do they have to do? They have to build the trenches on both sides of the ball, specifically the O-line. So you build O-line through free agency specifically. You're going to have $46 million cap to spend. Now, I know most of that's going to go to Deontay extension and the Minka extension, both deservedly so. But the way Omar Khan and Colbert have finessed the cap, I'm sure there's ways they can still create some and make some splashes.
Yeah.
Now, I know this is off-season talk while the playoff hopes are still alive, but
No, it's something to throw out there and discuss. It is.
It is. I'm not opposed to Mason starting next year so we can build the trenches. That'd be the only way possible.
Right.
Am I the only Steelers fan that thinks Javonte is better than Najee?
I see why you say that. I do. Because Javonte's a fucking beast.
See, man, it's crazy because I love Najee. I loved him going into the draft. That was my guy. But there were times, man, I had feelings like maybe Javonte's a little better because he's like Najee. He's a complete back. He's a 3-down guy that can do everything you ask him to do. He's a bulldozer, bro.
Yeah, the run style he has,
but he's younger.
And dude, this guy will run you over. This guy is not easy to take down.
Javonte Williams is gonna be a fucking beast in this league.
And the guy's just as good of a pass catcher as Najee is. I say that to me, they're just about equally talented. I just think Javonte obviously has a better line. It doesn't help. He's got Mike Munchak.
Yes. But it's
to
not,
benefit
it's
with
not,
that too.
I'm not arguing that he has a better line and that he may be doing better recently than Najee because of that. It's what he does when he gets contact. He's tough to bring down. He gets yards after contact. I mean, Jesus Christ. That's what I'm talking about. It's not the line that's doing him favors. It's what he creates himself.
Right. No, I agree.
Like
I 100% agree.
That is just props to Javonte. Now, I'm glad we have Najee. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
That's who I wanted. And I'm glad we got Najee. But we got to build that O-line for him. This man's going to hit 1,000 yards, hopefully, by the end of the season. But got to build the O-line.
For sure.
Got to build the O-line. And that was proven today as well. The O-line still stinks. And we knew that coming into the season.
Yeah.
Good Lord Almighty.
Yeah, next offseason, benefit that line. Spend some money on it. I'll even go with Tyler Lindenbaum in the first round.
Yeah, exactly.
If you want to go a true, pure center, because I don't see Turner coming back. I don't think Turner's really been all that great this season.
Turner's fucking sucks.
So
actually.
you can move Dotson back to right guard, like where he was in his rookie season when DeCastro was getting hurt.
Right.
You can put Green at left guard because that's where he fits best. I think that's where he played in Illinois, if I'm not mistaken.
And then you draft the best center prospect since Marquise Pouncey.
Tyler Lindenbaum
out of Iowa.
And then if you want to keep Dan Moore at left tackle, you can. You can see if he gets better. You can see if he can stand out.
And then you make a splash at right tackle.
And then your line, in my honest opinion, on paper looks solid. And on the field, they could be. It could definitely be much better than the line we have now.
Fingers crossed. I mean, on paper, it looks better. Just thinking of these guys' progression and how the line would be filled out, honestly.
Now, all that is wishful thinking, but...
And then again, that's all season talk.
Yeah.
We're talking about off season when the playoff hopes are still alive as the Steelers beat the Titans today 19-13. Playoff hopes are still alive, man. And if I'm correct, even though we may lose next week... And I kind of think we will, but who knows with the Steelers or knows how the season's going. But even if we lose next week versus the Chiefs, if we find a way to sweep the Ravens and the Browns, that still might be able to put us in the playoffs. If the Colts, because don't forget about the Colts, if the Colts lose one of their last 2 games,
yeah,
which are both against AFC teams, but specifically they'd have to lose to the Raiders because they're not losing to the Jags.
No.
Now, I could be wrong. We could lose to the Chiefs and then sweep the Ravens, Browns, and still get in just by that alone. But I think the Colts need to lose at least one of their last 2 games. I could be wrong. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. But, again, this goes to show you how crazy the AFC playoff ride is going to be.
Yeah.
Also, of course, the AFC North. I mean, tomorrow, that game versus the Raiders is going to be nuts. Because the Raiders are also in the playoff fight, but the Browns are in the fight to take first place.
Yeah.
Even though they had how many COVID cases all week? It's going to be a fun ride. It's going to be a fun rest of the season.
These next 3 weeks for football is going to be intense.
It's absolutely intense.
It's going to be must watch. It's going to be exciting.
Right. That's why it's tough with getting guys from really good schools. They play in a perfect environment. When they get to the league and everyone isn't the best at their position, they struggle a bit. Yeah, normally. That's why guys from, I don't want to say smaller schools, but more so, I guess not as successful schools, if you guys know what I'm talking about. Those guys are just so more accustomed to.
Not higher tier schools.
They're more accustomed to, what's the phrase I'm looking for? More, I would suppose, effort or
dedication.
I suppose, or like
they put more work in. They do.
That's what I'm trying to find the word, and I can't fucking find the word. It's also midnight. It's officially.
Yeah, it's getting a little late here.
It's Victory Monday, man. We went to Pittsburgh, went to the game, drove home to do the live stream, and wow, it's been a crazy day. But I wouldn't have it any other way, man.
No,
I love it. And this team, man, even though they're just gonna have to edge wins the rest of the season, I'll take it. I've accepted this team for what it is. So any win they can get, I'll take it.
Yeah.
Whether that's us making the playoffs or just, Tomlin not having a losing season or whatever.
Just go out there and do what you can.
Because going into the rest of the season, I'm going in with no expectations, like I have pretty much all year. After seeing what they did the first half of the season,
yeah.
So I'm going with no expectations. I'm just going to enjoy the ride, especially since it's the last of Ben. No matter how it goes down, it's going to be fun to watch. If they edge out victories, I'll take it because you know what? At the end of the day,
it's whatever.
It's whatever. But Kansas City next week in Arrowhead. It's going to be nuts, man. It's going to be nuts, but I'm here for it. I am here for it. Cole still says fake fan shit.
Yeah, fake fan shit. Yeah, fake fan.
Yeah, went to Pittsburgh Saturday, slept over, and then froze our asses off for 5 hours watching this team beat the Titans.
And shot our voices screaming after Schobert got the interception.
Dude,
and Renegade playing. And
there is footage. If you follow us on Twitter at SteelTwins, you may have already seen it, but there's footage that we shot that we'll make in a collage. But even Cole still got some fantastic footage, some fantastic photography that he'll make himself. Especially that scene where TJ Watt picked up that fumble.
Yeah, at that moment, Jesus Christ, dude, bro. I swear to God. Because it came out of nowhere, man.
And Cole still tell you himself, that little, he's calling it a mosh pit, I suppose. One of the little tiers between the Titantrons. We were on the left side, and we were watching the field. Dude, that spot alone, that row went nuts.
Literally.
We all went nuts.
Everybody was pumped up. Everyone was excited, jumping, happy. We were literally hugging pretty much everybody. It was insane. We literally jumped on each other because we were so excited. The emotion was felt in all of us.
Right.
Like, Jesus Christ, man. It was fucking awesome.
I can't put into words.
And I can't wait to experience it once again. I can't.
Yes.
I cannot.
We will have a collage video of clips, videos, images out at some point this week. I can't give you an exact date or a day when it will be uploaded, but it'll be uploaded at some point this week. Can't wait to get that out. But we'll also have the Chiefs preview up at some point this week, and, of course, the NFL Weekly Predictions. So that's your weekly SteelTwins content to come out this week. Hope you guys are looking forward to it.
So definitely stay tuned for that.
And I appreciate every single one of you Jagoffs for tuning in this late for, I guess, our recap and our thoughts and us telling you our experience
at Heinz Field for the Steelers game, yeah.
So
every single one of you for tuning in, for hearing us talk about the Steelers. Thank you very much.
You guys are awesome.
You guys are the best.
You really are.
I love every single one of you. From the bottom of my heart, from the bottom of Danny's heart, thank you.
Shout out to Steeler Nation. Shout out to Steeler Nation. Steel Jacket says, get pressure on Mahomes and keep that offense off the field. You are so right. That is how you beat the Chiefs, man. But can the Steelers keep the offense off the field? They can barely stay on the field. Because let me tell you, seeing that offense in person was a lot worse seeing it on TV. But how is it fucking... And I guess we'll close it with this. Because we got to get up early as shit in the morning. But I guess we'll close it with this. We went to that game, Ben's last 1 o'clock game. The only time we'll be able to see Ben run out that tunnel. I'm glad, I'm honored to be able to see that because that's my quarterback. And he gets a rushing touchdown on a quarterback sneak. I mean, you can't book it any better.
Of all things, you know, he's had at least one passing touchdown in how many consecutive weeks? How many consecutive games?
Oh, God, you can't.
He didn't throw one, but he rushed for one.
You can't book it any better.
It was his first rushing touchdown since 2018.
Yeah. See, like, that moment is what sparked one hell of a feeling. Man, I can't put it into words. Jackson, you know what we're talking about. You've been to 8 games. Undefeated, bro.
Yes.
Undefeated. I'm glad we can finally be part of that undefeated gang. Cold Steel is 1-1 at Steelers games. So at least he got to experience his first live win, along with our sister. With her first game, too. It was a great experience.
Awesome experience.
Yeah, buddy.
Can't wait for the other.
But we're going to get out of here, guys. Thanks to every single one of you for tuning in. Steelers beat the Titans 19-13. Playoff hopes are still alive. Think of this team how you will, but you know what? I'll take any victory at this point.
And accept it for what you can. We are 7-6-1 right now. We got the W. Now we got a tough, physical, and just hard matchup next week.
Damn near impossible matchup in a lot of people's eyes. But you know what? We'll see what happens. I'm excited, but we got the Chiefs next week in Arrowhead. It's going to be nuts. It's going to be crazy, but we'll see what happens. But you guys have a great rest of your night, a great week. Of course, enjoy the remaining football for the rest of the week, for the 2 games tomorrow and the 2 games Tuesday, if you guys are watching any of that. Otherwise, see you guys at some point this week for the collage video, the predictions, and, of course, the Chiefs preview. But shout out to all you guys. Shout out to Steeler Nation. Shout out to the fine people at the Heinz Field, man. Shout out to the Pittsburgh Steelers for a win. Shout out to T.J. Watt for breaking James Harrison's single-season sack record. Yeah, buddy. God
Defensive
almighty.
Player of the Year.
Defensive Player of the Year. You're goddamn right.
Don't add us.
He got MVP chance today at Heinz.
A defensive player getting MVP chance. Like, wow.
Wow, man. Just wow. It's crazy. The closest player to win MVP that was a defensive player was J.J. Watt. Now here, his brother is getting. I don't know what they feed them Wisconsin boys, but
they're not human.
No, they're not.
They're not freaking human.
We're gonna get out, guys. You guys have a great rest of your night. Love y'all.
Like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you later.
Peace. That hurt my throat. Holy shit.
Our voice is shot. We gotta get to bed.